Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Starring Danielle Harris, the late Donald Pleasance, George P. Wilbur, and directed by Dwight H. Little. The story is pretty basic to the original Halloween. 10 years after Michael's been confined, he is once again escaped and now is venturing back to Haddonfield to finish his killing spree. Halloween 4 is probably one of the more favorite sequels out of the Halloween series, along with Halloween 2, H2O, and the recent Halloween film. Though many would argue the remake would also belong in there, but that's based on who you go by. Now, the story is a bit darker with Michael Myers chasing after a child instead of a grown woman. People may compare this to Terminator 2 Judgment Day, but keep in mind that film didn't come out at least 3 years after this. So you can appreciate the writers for going in a sort of different, darker tone. The score was done by Alan Howarth, who had collaborated with John Carpenter to do Halloween 2 back in 1981. But Carpenter soon separated from the series after his, ghost story for Halloween 4 didn't pan out with Mustafa Akkad, which Carpenter basically gave all rights to the series to. Mustafa Akkad wanted to bring Michael Myers back in a big way after Season of the Witch had failed at the box office, after critics and fans have basically bludgeoned it for not having Michael Myers, and people at the time weren't ready for an anthology series yet. Anyway, back to Alan Howarth. He did an amazing job on the score. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, is probably my most favorite. The second is probably Halloween 5, and the third, maybe Halloween 6, but the producer's cut. Because the theatrical version sucks. The characters in Halloween 4 are by far the best in the series. Loomis is just great in this. He portrays a frustrated man trying to bring down something who he knows can't be killed. There's even a scene earlier that he talks to a reverend inside of a truck that basically explains the theme for this film.
You can't kill damnation, mister. It don't die like a man dies.
I know that, Mr. Sayer.
God, I hope I didn't spoil the ending. Elia Cornell, who plays Rachel's sister, did an amazing job. There's even a scene earlier that demonstrates their sisterly love.
Do you love me, Rachel?
Serious questions tonight. Of course I love you.
Like a sister?
Jamie, sometimes
Like a real sister?
we're not really sisters, Jamie. But that doesn't mean that I love you any less.
This is crucial to the story because it makes you care about the siblings from early on. Danielle Harris did a fantastic job as Jamie. You can really see the trouble she's going through with the entire townsfolk basically knowing that her mother is Michael Myers' sister. And the kids relentlessly torture her for that. But with all that torment she's going through, she still tries to be a little kid and go trick-or-treating. That's what I love about this character. Even though she goes through hell, she tries to make the best of it and live a normal life. That's something I can appreciate from the writers. It's kind of sad what happens to her at the end. The minor characters do a fine enough job. Sheriff Meeker, Kelly, Brady, they all do fine servicing the plot. The only character I really didn't like out of those was Kelly. She just seemed sort of mean and snarky for me. Plus, she just didn't interest me that much. The only one I did find interest though was Sheriff Meeker. Brady did catch my interest a moment or two, but Sheriff Meeker kinda seemed like a poor victim to me. You gotta imagine how he felt when he saw his daughter's corpse hanging from the door. The kills in this film are great too. Some are cool, some are fine, some are just there. but overall, they're good. I might get beat up in the comments for this, but I consider Halloween 4 to be an improvement over the original Halloween. It has a different title sequence, the story takes a darker route, it has more interesting characters, and it has, overall, a better ending. I won't spoil what the ending is, but let me just say, it goes down as one of the greatest twists in history. Too bad they couldn't follow it up in the later sequels. As for deleted scenes and alternate cuts, Alan B. McElroy wanted to do a recap of Halloween 2, in which they show Dr. Loomis on a gurney telling the fireman to let Michael burn so he can die so that this wouldn't happen again. Sadly though, director Dwight H. Little didn't want to shoot this scene. I don't know if they actually shot this or not, but it could have actually been cool to see what would have happened after Halloween 2 that could have led us into Halloween 4. That's just something I will like to see on screen. Many people often bring up the question of how Jamie Lloyd can see visions of her murderous uncle without actually seeing her uncle in real life. Keep in mind, Michael got his mask from a Halloween store, so it could be possible that Jamie saw a Halloween mask and that she could have saw news videos of what happened on October 31st, 1978. So it could be possible that Jamie could see hallucinations and nightmares of her uncle without actually having to see her uncle. I think it actually goes deeper than that, but I think I'll get to it in Halloween 5. Halloween 4 is a fantastic film, and if you haven't seen it already, I highly recommend you go watch it right now. It's that good, and happy Halloween, or
Happy New Year.